Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Jacob, and in this video we are going to be making a self-updating YouTube video. About a month ago, another YouTuber named Tom Scott, he's pretty popular, made a video that is called something along the lines of, this video has 12 million views or something like that. But the nifty thing about it was that the video title would update every few minutes to actually accurately reflect how many views that video did have at that time. And I watched the video. It talks about APIs and their effect on our lives and how they work and stuff like that. Highly recommend you go and check it out. And then a couple weeks later, another YouTuber named Steve Mold also made a similar video using a similar concept, except his video also updates the thumbnail with the number of likes or number of views or something like that. So I thought, being a programmer, that's a pretty cool idea. Let's see if we can do it. And turns out it's not that hard. So let's take this 1-second YouTube video that I've uploaded to this channel and make it into a self-updating YouTube video. Okay, so first I'm going to just break down the structure really quickly. I have a Google Cloud platform account that allows me to access different APIs and services on different Google APIs and services. And so I've just named this account YouTube video, and from here we can enable the YouTube API so that an application that we write can interact with YouTube. So it's just this one right here, the YouTube Data API version 3. So we're just going to say enable right here. And once it's enabled, we will be able to use it. So I'm just going to go back here to our Google APIs home and create a credential here. So we're going to want to create, oh yes, I also have this linked to a Firebase project that's set up over here. And we're only going to use this to upload one single function, and it'll be a scheduled function, kind of like a cron job, except it's easier to understand if you're only familiar with JavaScript. So yeah, that's kind of how we have this set up. This is the same Google Cloud platform account. YouTube video is what I've called it. All right, so over here, we're going to create a new credential. Now, first we have to create an OAuth client ID. This will identify our application to Google. So I'm just going to call this YouTube video updater. And we're going to authorize some origins and redirect URIs. Since this is not going to be a complete application that's actually something that people can interact with, we're kind of going to be a little bit hacky about how we use these URLs here. So Google has has this little web application here that will kind of set up the authentication tokens for us. So if I just come over here, we'll use this to get an authentication token for this API right here. So first we're going to create the OAuth client ID to identify our program to Google. So these URLs here, I think in here, we just want to take this guy, copy that, and paste that in there. Make sure it doesn't have the trailing slash. That was something that cost me a little bit of time. If I added the trailing slash, it didn't seem to like it very much. And we'll create that there. Lovely. So now we have these two pieces of information, your client ID, your client secret. Obviously, since this is a YouTube video, as soon as this YouTube video is done, I'm going to delete all this information. So this client ID and this client secret will no longer work. They won't exist, so don't even bother trying to use them. Use your own. Okay, so we're just going to copy this guy, client ID, over here. If we come over here, we can say, yes, use your own auth credentials, and we'll paste our client ID in there. And our client secret, paste that in there, close that. Then, we want this API here. That's the only one we need. And we'll say authorize APIs. Then select your main account that owns your YouTube channel and then your YouTube channel. and you'll probably encounter this screen because this app isn't verified, which is, of course, perfectly fine. It's just your app. No one else is going to be using this application, probably. So just click Advanced and say go to YouTube Views Updater. It says unsafe. It's fine because no one else is going to use this. And then it says YouTube Views Updater wants to access your Google account. This will allow YouTube. Yes, click Allow. Okay, cool. Now we have this little piece of text here, authentication code. If we were writing a fully fledged like OAuth integrated application, this would be useful, but for now it's not. We just want to click this big blue button and then we get a refresh token. This is the only thing we care about. The refresh token. That's all we care about. All right, cool. Now we can actually hop over to our code editor right here. Okay, so this is a Firebase project. I just set this up by running Firebase init. I selected my YouTube video project and I said I only want functions on this project, and this is pretty much exactly how it generated. I've removed a little bit of filler code here. First, we're going to want to install, so npm install Google APIs. And that will give us the node library so that we can interact with the YouTube API, the Google API, stuff like that. So then we'll just include that up here. We'll say const Google equals require Google APIs right there. Perfect. All right, now what we are going to eventually be doing here is creating a scheduled Firebase function, but we'll run it all locally first to make sure it works. So I'm going to say async function main, doing this just so that I can use async await because we will be using that later, or we'll be using that when we convert it into a scheduled function. Right. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do here is create the authentication client object. It's the way that Google knows what software, what application is trying to access the APIs. So let's say const auth client equals new google.auth.oauth2 here, and inside of this guy we're going to put the two identifying pieces of information that we got here, our client ID. Copy that. So we have client ID is that guy right there, and our client secret right here. Client secret right there. All right, so now Google knows who we are, who this application is, essentially. Now we need to give this application permission to use our YouTube channel, and we'll do that by setting the credentials for the authentication client. So we'll say auth client set credentials like this, and we can just pass in that refresh token that we generated over here. So refresh token, copy that, paste that in there. Again, all of this is data that I will delete once this video is up, so it doesn't matter. All right. Next, we can finally connect to our YouTube API instance, and we'll say const YouTube equals google.youtube here. All right. And inside of here, we'll give it our authentication client, auth client, so it knows who we are. And then version, I don't think this is required actually, but you know, better safe than sorry. All right, cool. Let's get some information about this YouTube video from this YouTube API. So we'll do that by just grabbing this ID here and saying YouTube.videos.list is their kind of like, it's their get command. Here's the documentation for it, videos list, and we can just grab this by ID here and paste that in there. Actually, I'm going to create a constant here, constant video ID, because we'll be using this again later here, and that will be video ID, like so. All right, and then here we need to tell it part, which is which data do we want to request. And if we look over here at the docs, here we go, part So this tells us, so we can get different bits of information about the video. We only want, let's see, we want two things. We want snippet and statistics, and those each have a quota cost of 2 each. So in total, this will have a quota cost of 5, and again, quotas are limited. That's the idea behind a quota, but this project is not going to be big enough to use any substantial amount of your quotas. So we'll say snippet and statistics is what we want to get back, and then we'll await this. We'll say const video results equals await that, and then I'm going to say console.log. We'll just log this out. We'll say json.stringify video results. So we'll see this nice and pretty printed like so. And let's see if this works. Oh, statistics. There we go. Alrighty. So we got this whole big long piece of JSON back. And the pieces that we're really interested in are inside of this data object here. So data and then items, of course. So we have a list of items that are returned. We're only going to get one because we requested a single video ID. Right. So here's the snippet, and it contains a bunch of little interesting pieces of information. So we have, like, here's the title, self-updating YouTube video, question mark, description. My goodness. Lovely, lovely. So we're going to want to change this title, and then we'll have to send that information back to YouTube. But we're going to change it using these statistics here: view count, like count, dislike count, favorite count, comment count. We only care about view count and like count. And right here, since it's a video that, I've been testing this to make sure that I can do it beforehand, so I've added 5 views to the video and 1 like to it, but we'll be removing the like and adding it back just to watch it update. No, I don't make a habit of liking my own YouTube videos. I'm not that vain. All right, so that's cool. Let's create our new, or let's, I guess, get these pieces of information out of here first. So we'll say const statistics equals video results data items 0. We're going to assume we'll always get that one back. And is that a sibling to snippet? I believe it is. Snippet. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we have these two objects, statistics and snippet. Now let's construct our new video title. Const new title. Here, we use this template string. So we interpolate other variables. So we'll say self-updating YouTube video tutorial views. Here we'll say statistics, view count, and likes. Like count, like so. And there's our new video title. Let's just log that out. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Hey, 5 views and 1 like. And if I come over here and unlike the video, hey, it updated instantly. 5 views, 0 likes. So that looks like it's working absolutely perfectly. Now let's send this information back to YouTube. So we'll say await youtube.videos.update here. And let's see. Part. Yes, that's what we need to put in here. Snippet. We're only sending the snippet back because, of course, we can't update the statistics. Otherwise, of course, I would definitely give all of my videos 1 million views instantly as soon as they are uploaded if we could update statistics, but we can't. We can only update the snippet. So then our request body is here, and that's where everything else goes. We have to give the video ID and the snippet, which would just be the snippet, because if you just passed in, of course. So we have to say snippet.title equals new title. Oh, Whoops. There we go. Okay, so we updated the snippet. Now we send the updated snippet back. If we just sent the piece like this, and then new title, then that would actually set, it would delete everything else. So like the description would be deleted, the thumbnail would be deleted, all that stuff. So we have to update the snippet and pass the whole entire thing back so that things aren't overwritten. All right, and then after this happens, we should be able to say console just log, done. Cool. All right, now let's see if this worked. So here is the YouTube video right now, self-updating YouTube video. And run that, self-updating, okay. Views 5, likes 0, done. Refresh the page, what do we have? Hey, it updated the video title. And we still have the same description as we had before, and the same thumbnail, which is a wonderful photograph of a dandelion that I took. I'm a fabulous photographer, I know. I know. You can, yes, thank you for all of the laud. All right, lovely. So this works locally. Now let's convert this into a scheduled Firebase function. So that'll run every 5 minutes, and I don't have to be manually automatically updating the video title, if that makes sense. So we'll just take this guy here and change this into exports dot update video. Here, that will be our update video title, maybe just update video, equals. Now here's where we make the scheduled function part. It's kind of cool. So we say functions dot pub sub is the name of this object. I don't know why they called it that. I haven't looked into it too much. Schedule. This is nice. We can literally say every 5 minutes, and it knows what that means, which is pretty nice. And then on run. And that's all we have to do to create this function. And actually, if I come back here, I'm going to make this async, like so. Then we delete that, come down here, paste that, and cool. So now we've converted this into a scheduled Firebase function. So we'll just say Firebase deploy only functions, like so. And then if we come back over here, take a look at our functions on our Firebase dealio, just wait for this to upload. Created scheduler job, that's exactly what I want to see. Doop 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 doo. Refresh this, it should probably show up by now. Yep, cool. And then if we head over to logs, in 5 minutes this will update. Now there will be some logs back from when I was testing this code. So this hasn't run yet. This is from old tests when I was still testing this code. All right, but I'm gonna come over here and it says like 0. I'm going to like this, and maybe if I play the video, maybe it'll add a view or something. Yes, I am view spamming my own video. All right, so I will just leave this here. I will leave it recording, and in 5 minutes, I will be back and we'll see if it worked. And there we go. It says self-updating YouTube video tutorial, views 6, likes 1. If we come over here, refresh the page. Ta-da! Views 6, likes 1. Now that's probably all my YouTube videos deserve anyways. But there you go. That is how you make a self-updating YouTube video, just like Tom Scott did. Super cool. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something from it. Sorry, it's been over a year since my last video. But yeah, have a good one.